Welcome to the Leadership Decoded Podcast, where we provide you practical strategies and actionable tactics that can improve how you lead at work and in your everyday life. I'm your host, Dr. Will Ramey, a former U.S. Army officer, an Executive Education Adjunct Professor, Team Development Workshop Facilitator, Speaker, and Leadership Coach. Welcome back to today's episode, part 3 of our Unlocking Your Executive Presence series. We're going to explore a vital facet of executive presence, your competence. Competence is the bedrock of executive presence. It's what builds cognitive trust and gives you credibility as a leader. Join us as we dive into what competence means, how it can impact your executive presence, and tactics that you can use to increase your competence no matter what field you're in. Let's dive in. What is competence? Competence in leadership goes beyond just having the necessary skills and knowledge that you may need. It's about consistently demonstrating your expertise, what you know, what you don't know, being comfortable with that, and infusing that into your decision making. I've led a number of teams, space control teams, maintenance teams, recovery operations teams. I have never actually performed the task of my team members. How was I to demonstrate competence? Being able to demonstrate competence for me took the form of acquiring knowledge, taking time to meet with my team where they worked, asking questions, opening myself up and being humble enough to learn from them. Then taking the early morning hours and late nights to dive into what I've learned and put a plan in place to practice what I've learned. As a leader, it was important for me to embrace a mindset of continuous learning and to open myself up to where learning could be found in many forms from many sources. Most of it was from my team members, and some of it was from academic pursuits. Being able to blend experiential learning and academic learning will help you accelerate gaining competence in your leadership role. As a competent leader, you instill confidence and security in your team. When your team knows that you're capable, they're more likely to trust you. They're more likely to trust your guidance. Sometimes this capability comes in the form of admitting what you don't know and delegating appropriately. This is different than being the absolute best and the subject matter expert and just telling people exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. A competent leader plays to their strengths, admits their weaknesses, and brings the team together to cover down. Your competence can be shown and shared in a way that helps others gain expertise, sharing information, giving people opportunities to learn and share what they've learned with their team, giving your team members opportunity to share their perspective, their knowledge, and their input with you and other members increases their level of engagement. It increases mutual support and it builds trust in the long term across your team. Learning, development, and building expertise are evolutions that occur over time. There is no one silver bullet. This is not a one-stop shop. Building competence will take dedication and hours and hours and hours over a period of time. But you can do it when you have the right tactics. Think of competence like a compass that guides your leadership journey. It's the assurance that your decisions are well informed and your skills are honed over time. And they're honed through a wide variety of inputs, perspectives, and experiences. Now let's dive in to some tactics that you can try that have worked for me in the past to help build your confidence and weave it into your executive presence. I've used these approaches to overcome my own lack of technical knowledge while leading teams. 1, continue to learn. Continue to be a lifelong learner. Stay updated with industry trends, sharpen your skills. This comes in the form of reading periodical journals, going to see where work is being done, asking questions and being inquisitive, taking professional development courses, listening to podcasts. All of these are forms of your personal learning cloud that you can build in order to acquire knowledge and stay up to date. And speaking of staying up to date, number 2, stay informed in your field. Think about any governing organizations that you may have, like SHRM or the Society for Human Resource Managers, Project Management Institute. These governing bodies help you stay up to date and current in your field of practice. They all have periodicals. They all have quarterly or monthly updates as they send out. Staying up to date on industry trends will help you stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in your field. They will also help you be well informed of trends, what's working and what's not, that you can incorporate into your decision making. And then 3, master your craft. Strive for excellence in your area of expertise. Become the go-to person in your organization by taking what you learned, making a plan, and putting it into practice. One of the biggest complaints I hear time and time again about learning is the sustainability. When you walk out of the classroom, learning starts to degrade. Don't be the leader that leaves what they've learned in the classroom. Take what you learned, share it with others, make a plan on at least 1 to 2 things that you took away that you're going to put into your leadership practice. Practice these day in and day out. This is how you obtain mastery. 4, delegate wisely. As a leader, understand your strengths. Know what you're good at, know what you're not, and build a team around you that can shore up your gaps, that offers complementary and supplementary skills. When you delegate tasks to your team members, it shows that you trust them. It also puts the aces in their places, allowing people to shine, to take the lead, to take initiative, and show what they're good at, and combine that with sharing their information with others. Now you start to build a high-performing team. 5, seek out a mentor. We all don't know everything. Those that have gone before us have a responsibility to share what they've learned, to share what's worked for them, to pass that down to others. Find a mentor who can be a professional guide for you. Have those conversations. Take ownership of scheduling. Send the questions ahead of time so that the mentor can be as well prepared as possible so you can maximize your time together. 6, problem solve proactively. When we lead teams, part of our competence is knowing what we don't know. Part of our competence is planning for those unknowns. Be proactive in addressing challenges. Approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset. Overcome the stress that may come with problems, and allow your team to participate in the decision-making process. And 7, share your knowledge. Don't hoard knowledge. Share the information with others. Knowledge is power, and power shared across the team ensures that that entire team is powerful. Information is a source of power. When you acquire it, put it into play, share it with others. When you share your expertise and your experiences with your team, it fosters a continuous learning culture. Competence is the cornerstone of executive presence. It's the bedrock. It's a foundational aspect. It's the assurance that you are not just leading, but you're leading with excellence. In our next episode, we'll delve into the emotional engagement part of executive presence and its transformative properties it has as you show up as a leader. Remember, competence is your guide. It's your guide to being confident as a leader. Keep honing it and watch your executive presence shine. We'll see you next time in part 4. Thanks for tuning in to the Leadership Decoded Podcast here at the Loop Internet Studios. If you liked our episode today, save it and share it with your fellow leaders. Help get the word out about this podcast. Share the knowledge that you acquired. We welcome any comments, we welcome any reviews, and we welcome any topics that you may want to see covered in upcoming episodes. If you're a business owner, if you're an employee, if you're a team leader or a team member, I would love to work with you. If you're curious about curated training solutions that can improve the performance and work environment on your team, reach out. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Dr. Will Ramey or email me at will@onthestacks.com. I'm your host, Will Ramey, and I'll see you the next time you press play.